What's up guys, and welcome back to another video here on B-Mills Wrestling. In today's video, I'm going to be giving you guys my thoughts on the Raw after WrestleMania, or should I say WrestleMania Night 3. Before we get into the video, make sure you guys are subscribed, turn on post notifications so you guys don't miss any new videos, and don't forget to leave a like on the video. Without further ado, let's get into it. To kick off Monday Night Raw, we had John Cena make his very first entrance as 17-time WWE Champion, and I absolutely loved the entrance from John Cena. I love how he's holding the title and strapping around his waist, but it's facing the other way, and he's still carrying the towel behind his head like he's been doing, and just the basic Tron that he has, the black and white. I feel like it fits his heel character so perfectly. I absolutely love his entrances. And, he gets into the ring, and he makes the new ring announcer actually reintroduce him as the 17-time champion and the last real champion, which I thought was amazing. And the crowd just loves John Cena. Doesn't matter if he's a heel. Everybody in that building was cheering for him. Just so happy to see him finally break the record and hold his 17th WWE Championship. And then obviously, he's cutting a promo about how he's not going to forgive the fans now just because he won. That's not how relationships work. And this and that. Basically what he's been saying. Had a funny moment in this promo where the fans were actually chanting, "We are sorry" to Cena. I thought that was hilarious. He also mentioned how, he doesn't care if you guys think he can't wrestle. He's here to ruin wrestling. That's what he wants to do. So I guess that's kind of going into everybody saying that the main event was a bad match. He doesn't care. He's here to ruin wrestling. Basically what he said. But then at the end of his promo where he's saying that he is the last real champ, saying the last real champ is here, we obviously had Randy Orton slither in the ring behind him and hit him with an RKO. This was awesome. Obviously, it's been heavily rumored that we were going to get Randy versus Cena at Backlash for the title because it's in St. Louis, Randy's hometown. He was the poster boy. He's obviously going to be in the biggest match. So that was the assumption. And just to see the wheels in motion for this feud, it's just so special. These are my two GOATs growing up. I loved watching these guys, my two favorites, and obviously two Hall of Famers. Just so cool to see them run it back for one last time for the WWE Championship. I mean, who would have thought we were going to get Randy Orton versus John Cena for the WWE Championship in 2025? I mean, if you would have told me that in 2020, I would have called you crazy. This is just so surreal. I'm so excited for the feud because we're finally getting a vice versa, right? A heel John Cena going against babyface Randy Orton, something we've never seen before. So I'm just super excited for it. I'm just super excited for this John Cena title run in general. It just has the opportunity to be so great. And like I said, I'm just super pumped for this match between Cena and Randy Orton. Following that, we had a rematch for the women's tag titles between Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez and Becky Lynch and Lyra Valkyria. And this wasn't announced before the show, so I didn't know we were getting this. And it was a super good match, I'll say that. A great match between all four of these women. And we ended up actually having Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez win back the titles that they lost less than 24 hours ago, which I thought was unreal. I thought for sure that Becky and Lyra were going to retain, but this was awesome. This was an awesome moment. So now they're four-time tag team champions, which I think is crazy. The only tag team to ever win that many in the women's division. So good for them. I wish they would have won yesterday. I said that in my last video. I wish they would have won at WrestleMania just because I feel like Liv needed that WrestleMania moment after the year she had. But either way, she's back to being a champion, so I'm super pumped about that. But it was after the match where shit got real. We had Becky Lynch turn on Lyra Valkyria. This was crazy. A while back, I predicted that they were going to actually do that match at WrestleMania between Liv Raquel against Lyra and Becky, and that they were going to lose, and Becky was going to turn after the match. That didn't happen yesterday. It ends up happening tonight on Raw. I think it was worth it to give, I guess, Becky her moment at WrestleMania. Not that she exactly needed that, but I guess more so to give Lyra her moment. So getting that heel turn, it was only a matter of time, and it was awesome the way she did it. At first, it was just a simple clothesline, and then you have Lyra in shock. Becky leaves the ring, but then she gets back in, and she starts mauling Lyra. She hits her with 3 manhandle slams, just abusing Lyra. Obviously, Lyra looked up to Becky when she was younger, her mentor, if you will. This is going to be a great feud. The women's IC title needed a good feud desperately. It has not had one single good feud since being introduced. We're finally going to get that with Becky and Lyra, and I'm super excited for it because it's going to be a great match, and I just hope that they can make the feud really interesting And as for who goes over in that match, I don't know. I feel like they could definitely give it to Becky, but they could also, give it to the young superstar in Lara Valkyria. So either way, I'm super excited for it. After that, we had the New Day going out to the ring to celebrate their newly won WWE World Tag Team Championships, and this was cut short due to Alpha Academy interrupting them. And honestly, at the beginning of the segment, I just didn't give a damn. I don't care about these tag titles right now. I don't care about the New Day right now. So I really wasn't interested until we saw the lights go out and we got the debut, or the return, I should say, of Rusev. Rusev is officially back in WWE. Obviously, it was rumored that he was re-signed, but nobody knew when it was going to actually happen. Obviously, everybody's talking about Aleister Black, how he's going to debut on this episode of SmackDown that's coming up. But nobody was saying when Rusev was going to debut. A lot of people thought it was going to be against Randy Orton at WrestleMania, which didn't happen. So I think a lot of people just didn't think it was going to happen on the Raw after Mania, and it did, and it was awesome. They made him look extremely strong. He gets into the ring, and he just starts beating down Otis and Tozawa. So I'm pretty sure this confirms that he is a heel. I mean, he was just went out there to wreck ship, and destroy everybody. So I'm super excited for Rusev. I'm not sure what the first major feud for him is going to look like, but either way, I'm super pumped. Good to see him back with his old name as well. Got a new theme. Gonna have to get used to it. Used to love his old theme song when he was with WWE. But either way, super excited for this version of Rusev. Can't wait. Following that, we had Io Sky head down to the ring to celebrate her victory at WrestleMania, her successfully defending her Women's World Championship against both Bianca and Rhea at WrestleMania in that banger of a match. And this was just a great segment from Io. The crowd chanting, "You deserve it." Like, it was awesome. I think she was the right winner. I said that before. She was the right winner in this match. The crowd has gotten so behind her as a babyface. She's the best, man. Such a talented worker. So I'm so happy the crowd gave her flowers. And this was definitely a great segment until she was interrupted by the NXT Women's Champion, Stephanie Vaquer. And this was crazy. She got a huge pop. I mean, everybody, including myself, is a huge fan of Stephanie. She is the most over star in NXT right now, and it's not up for a debate. And they end up having a promo together where Stephanie says she wants to fight the best of the best, and she thinks Io is the best. So they go on and have a one-on-one match on Raw, which is crazy because this could be a WrestleMania-type match, and we got it for free on Monday Night Raw, which is why I called this episode of Raw WrestleMania Night 3. I mean, this was crazy, the things that were going on. And this match absolutely cooked. It was so good. The chemistry was there. And just making both of these stars look excellent. Such a great match. Until, obviously, it got interrupted by both Roxanne Perez and Julia from NXT. They went in there to take out Stephanie Vaquer and Io Sky. Obviously, the two of them have their eyes set on the NXT Women's Championship. So I didn't really understand them teaming together because literally a couple months ago, Roxanne and Julia had a feud where Julia took the title off of Roxanne. So I don't really understand that. I know Julia is a heel now, but don't particularly get that. But either way, this was awesome. And then we had kind of that 2-on-2 moment between Stephanie and Io versus Julia and Roxanne, which could be an awesome 2-on-2 match. I would 100% be down for that. But then we had Rhea making the save. This was so random to me. Rhea really didn't make sense to get involved in this. But she goes in there to take out Roxanne, and Julia has a cool little stare down with Julia as well. That's a dream match for a lot of people, including myself. And then ultimately gives Io her world championship back, but basically says, "This is mine. I'm still coming for this," because she didn't get pinned at WrestleMania. So I'd assume that Rhea will be the first challenger for Io Sky following WrestleMania, maybe as soon as Backlash. But this was an overall great segment, great match. Loved everything. Right after that, we had the new World Heavyweight Champion, Jey Uso, make his entrance, his first entrance as World Champion. And this was an awesome segment, awesome moment for Jey Uso. He was just soaking it in. You could tell the crowd was just on fire for Jey Uso, eating and singing his theme song. And then obviously when the song went off, they wanted to run it back. They said, "Get that back on." And then Jey celebrated some more. Just such an awesome segment. And then he was interrupted by Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn making his first appearance since Elimination Chamber when he lost to Kevin Owens. Obviously, sadly missed WrestleMania this year. But he goes out there to congratulate Jey. Obviously, him and Jey have such a tight relationship. They're basically best friends. And this was super cool to see. Sami giving Jey his flowers, giving him a hug, telling him he deserves it, just like the crowd did. So absolutely loved that. And then there was a little moment where Jey Uso was on the top rope lifting his world championship. We saw Sami Zayn in the background looking up at him. I thought we were going to get a heel turn from Sami Zayn. It kind of looked like that was what was going to happen. But then I was thinking in my head, no way they do it because they just did the Becky Lynch heel turn. So I didn't see it happening. It ended up not happening, but that is something that I think they are going to do. When you look at the landscape right now for the World Championship on Raw, the title picture, I should say, there's not really too many names that come to mind other than guys like Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker, which we're going to get into. I don't think they're going to be involved with the title right away because they're dealing with Roman and Punk. Once again, I'll get into that. And then you think about a heel AJ Styles. We're not quite there yet. Obviously, Karrion Kross still has some work to do with AJ Styles. And, it's obviously not going to be Gunther because they're not going to run that back for a fifth time. So I think Sami Zayn's a perfect first opponent for Jey Uso. And whether that's them starting off having a match as friends, right, and then we get the heel turn of Sami Zayn, that would be interesting. Or we just full on get a Sami heel turn and we get a huge feud between Sami and Jey. Either way, I'm pumped for that. But overall, this was an incredible segment. We also had Big Jim Uso, come out there to celebrate all three Usos, just celebrating Jey winning his world title. Just an emotional and great segment. And then a little after that, we had Gunther make an appearance on the Raw after WrestleMania. I thought he was for sure going to take some time off, but no, he is on Raw just 2 days after losing his world championship to Jey Uso, and he is heated. He is pissed off, and I love seeing a pissed off Gunther just crashing out on everybody, and that's exactly what he did. He got in the face of Michael Cole and was disrespecting Cole because Cole was saying some not so nice things about Gunther, and then Gunther slapped the glasses and the headset off of Michael Cole, and then even tried to put Michael Cole in the sleeper until Pat McAfee actually made the save for Michael Cole and hit Gunther with a right hand, and then Gunther, that set him over the edge. He puts Pat McAfee in the sleeper, and Pat McAfee looked like a damn tomato. His entire face was bright red. It looked real as hell, and this was crazy. He hit him that sleeper for about 5 minutes until they were able to get him off of Pat McAfee. This was a crazy segment, but I am so here for it. Just to see Gunther crashing out like this after losing his championship, I think it could lead to a better version of Gunther. So I'm super interested in that. And then what I was even more interested in was the fact that Michael Cole got a segment where he was talking to Adam Pearce saying, like, what the hell is this? Like, you have to do something about this. We should be able to, voice our opinions on matches and people as commentators. And I thought that was really cool to see, like, Michael Cole involved in a storyline. Like, that's a cool new angle. So I'm loving that they're doing that. And overall, this was a great segment. Following that, we had Dominic Mysterio defending his newly won Intercontinental Championship for the first time against Penta in what was an excellent match. Great chemistry between Penta and Dom in this match. Really good stuff. And then, obviously, the thing that threw everybody off was the return of JD McDonough. JD McDonough, who has been out for months, ever since he had a ruptured lung. And it looked like a very serious injury. Like, that was something that could have ended his career. So to see him come back relatively fast was awesome. I'm so happy to see JD McDonough back. He's obviously such a talented worker in ring. So I was just pumped to see him back. I thought this was a great way to reintroduce him after being out for so long. And then obviously Dominic Mysterio retains his title against Penta. I was expecting Finn to get involved in this match and try to cost Dom or something like that. I think that they're going to make us wait for that and maybe lead towards like a SummerSlam match or something like that. Not 100% sure. But either way, happy that Dom retained and just super happy that JD McDonough is finally back. Let's get into this crazy main event where Seth Rollins would make his first entrance as a Paul Heyman guy with Heyman beside him and didn't switch up anything really. Still coming out there with the crazy fits. He looked like a damn banana out there. And, he still loves the crowd singing his song. He obviously didn't change his theme song. I didn't really expect him to do that. But Paul Heyman just has that crazy look on his face as he's staring at Seth Rollins. And then they get into the ring, ready to cut a promo. But it was shortly interrupted by CM Punk, who comes out there ready to fight, ready to stand on business. He didn't want to talk to either Seth or Heyman. He just wanted to throw hands. He gets in the ring. He starts beating the hell out of Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins gets kicked out of the ring. and then you have that moment where CM Punk and Heyman are looking at each other, and CM Punk goes to try to put hands on Paul Heyman until he is attacked from behind by Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins ultimately hits Punk with the curb stomp, knocking him out cold, and then we kind of had that shot of Seth with his foot on top of Punk, and then Heyman just looking at Seth. I thought that was going to be the end of the segment. We had the credits rolling and all. Paul Heyman saying, like, this is the new version of Seth Rollins. Like, this is what you're looking at. And that got me super pumped. I was totally fine if that was the end of the segment. But no, we had the OTC Roman Reigns music hit. I did not expect Roman Reigns on this episode of Raw. I thought he was going to take a little bit of time off before coming back. But no, he was there. He comes out there. He spears the hell out of Seth Rollins. He even hits Paul Heyman with a Superman punch, which I thought was hilarious. And then, obviously, was ready to line up the spear for Heyman until it was intercepted by none other than Braun Breaker. Yes, you heard that right. Braun Breaker is a Paul Heyman guy. I think we all knew it was eventually going to happen, but as soon as today, no, not me, I didn't think it was going to happen. I thought that they were going to make us wait at least a couple of years, but no, Heyman hits Roman Reigns with a spear, and then he hits CM Punk with a spear, and then you have Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker showing you that they're in alliance with Rollins' arm around Braun Breaker. This was crazy. I mean, I said it in a previous video. I said when Braun loses to Dom, he should be inserted into the main event scene. Well, they definitely did that because now he's involved in the biggest storyline with Roman Reigns, CM Punk, Seth Rollins, and Paul Heyman. 3 huge names. So I'm super excited. This is just going to take Braun to the next level. I mean, he's already up there, but he's just going to excel to the very top. Super excited for this run with Braun Breaker alongside Heyman and Seth. He obviously hit Roman with a spear through the barricade, which was crazy, just showing you how dominant he is. I wonder how they're going to play this. Like, is Braun just going to be the bodyguard for Seth? I don't know how much I would love that, but this is going to be crazy. Maybe this leads to a tag match between Braun and Seth and Roman and Punk. Maybe a backlash. I think that would be insane on the card. But either way, I am so excited for this storyline because obviously this is probably going to take us all the way to SummerSlam if I had to guess. But I am super pumped, and this episode of Raw was unbelievable. In my opinion, this was the greatest Raw after WrestleMania of all time. You can argue with me all you want. I think that's the facts. There was not any single thing on this card that made me bored. It was awesome, and I like I said, WrestleMania Night 3 for you guys. Alright guys, that's going to do it for today's video. If you guys like this video, make sure to leave a like on the video. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on post notifications so you guys don't miss any new videos. Leave a comment down below your guys' reaction to the Monday Night Raw after WrestleMania. Alright guys, peace.